What was it like coming back tonight and dancing with Will, Bollywood?
Okay, it was a lot of things. I did not expect to get Bollywood coming back to the show, but for one, it feels so good to be here. This is my home. This is my family, and kind of the first place anyone ever like saw my dancing, you know. And so it's such a support system, a family, great friends. It feels incredible to be on stage with all-stars that I admired growing up, and then also contestants that are coming up into this industry, and they're all so talented. So that was incredible. Bollywood, I love the challenge. Not gonna lie, I was really intimidated because I was just like, I've only done Bollywood once before in my whole life, and so I was like, okay, I'm the all-star, I've got to step it up. Like, there's no time for nerves, because I'm sure I knew Will would be a little bit nervous, and I was like, okay, I want him to kind of have his moment to like process that, and I can't worry about me. So it felt really good to come back and just kind of, you know, take it on and kind of dive into it with confidence with Will. And he's incredible. He's such a good guy. He's hilarious and such a hard worker. And so I got to tell you, the rehearsals that we had, we didn't stop moving. And it wasn't me being a drill sergeant. It was him being like, okay, what do you think about this? Or like, is this good enough? Is this sloppy? Do it with me. Let's go. And so he's just so driven and motivated, but has a good time at the same time. So I really admire him, and I think he's going to go far.
So for dancers who watch the show, who have, you know, look at you guys and they're like, I think I want to do this, but they're scared or maybe intimidated, what's your advice to them?
I think the biggest thing is, So You Think You Can Dance in America's Best Dance Crew and Dancing with the Stars, all those shows have become so big, but there are so many dancers out there, and they have to know that it's not the only way. So You Think You Can Dance is an amazing experience and show, but it's not for everyone. And that's okay, because everyone has their own journey, you know, and their own purpose. And, you know, some people just aren't meant to be on the show, and that is totally fine. So just because you don't get on the show and you don't have that chance, it doesn't mean your dance career's over. It just means you were needed elsewhere, you know. So that's one thing that I think a lot of younger dancers are just kind of like, I have to be on the show. No, you don't. You know, it's meant for a handful of people, and that's awesome. But there's also all of these other dance jobs and outlets, and whether it's more concert, is it Broadway, like whatever it is. So I think the biggest thing is, for one, believing that you have something to offer. You know, even if you're young and you haven't had that much experience, that'll come in time. But believing in yourself first and bringing your most honest self to the table in every audition that you go to. And with that, if you're able to just kind of take care of your soul and your heart, the jobs that you're supposed to get are going to come to you. And it's going to be so much more fulfilling than trying to be something you're not and booking a job that you're not, you know. But to be able to go into something and it's like, this is what I am. Am I right for this or am not? You know, and if you are, that's beautiful. If you're not, it's beautiful, because there's something right next door. You know.
Great words of advice. Thank you for that. So tell us what's going on with you.
Yeah, right now, I mean, we wrapped up Step Up. It came out about 3 weeks ago-ish. So that's wrapping up. We still have a little bit of promotional things. It hasn't opened internationally everywhere yet. But I've been in classes, dance and acting, and performing on a show like this, and, you know, auditioning a lot too, meetings. And so I have a couple things coming up, but, you know.
Can you tell us about a couple things? Okay. Everyone's saying that. Well, thank you so much, Kathryn. It was a great interview. Very inspirational. Thank you for those words.